You won't believe what just happened to Kenyan businessman Khalif Kairo in the last 48 hours. One moment, he was flexing a luxury lifestyle online. The next moment, auctioneers were clearing out his office piece by piece. Chairs gone, TV gone, even the dustbin gone. And if you think that that is where the story ends, think again, because what happened at Diamond Plaza has turned the entire internet into a battlefield. A viral auction, a Porsche Cayenne that symbolized his brand, old rivals suddenly reappearing, and thousands of Kenyans asking the same brutal question. Is this the tragic downfall of a once celebrated car mogul, or the moment when past decisions finally caught up with him? Because that is not even the most shocking part. While all of this chaos was unfolding publicly, Khalif Kairo himself was still online, posting, quoting Bible verses, and hinting at a comeback. So, what really happened in those dramatic 48 hours? How did a man who once dominated Kenya's car business end up watching his empire get auctioned online? And more importantly, is this the end of Khalif Kairo or the beginning of his most unexpected comeback? Stay with me, because the next part of this story gets even crazier.
Baby, I love you, Mr. Rubani, Mr. Pilot. Nakupenda sana, and I am your support system no matter what. And I love you so much.
It started with the court cases, not one, not two, multiple fraud allegations hitting Khalif Kairo, and his companies, Kai and Karo Limited, started getting dragged into courtrooms by former clients. The accusations were brutal. People claimed they paid full price for vehicles and received nothing, paid for a Honda Vezel, got air, paid for a Subaru Outback, got excuses. The phrases that kept circulating online were delivering air, and that phrase alone did more damage to his brand than any competitor ever could, because in business, trust is currency. And once people start saying you delivered air instead of cars, that currency evaporates overnight. Now, here is where the financial damage becomes real. Kairo himself revealed that his legal battles throughout 2025 cost him approximately 40 to 50 million Kenyan shillings, and let that sink in. 40 to 50 million gone, not invested, not spent on growth, not used to buy inventory, gone into legal fees, settlements, and damage control. And it gets even worse. To settle some of these fraud cases out of court, Kairo had to refund clients a total of 5.9 million shillings. And that is money walking out the door just to make lawsuits disappear. But here is the part that shook everyone. During one of those court appearances, Kairo told the judge something that nobody expected. He said he was broke, and to prove it, he presented a bank statement. The balance on that statement, 61,000 Kenyan shillings.
I only get my strength from God. I'm not funded by any politician. I don't have any godfathers. Honestly, I'm not afraid, and I'm not afraid of anyone, by the way.
For a man who once bragged about owning a 10 million shilling Porsche, the judge looked at that number and made a decision. Kairo could not afford the 500,000 shilling cash bail, so he was released on a personal bond. And just like that, a man who once told Twitter critics, "What are you driving to work?" was standing in court, proving he could barely afford a week of groceries. But wait, do not go anywhere, because the legal crisis was just the opening act. What happened next made everything 10 times worse. With his legal fees draining every shilling, Kairo tried something desperate. He turned to crowdfunding. Now, in theory, there is nothing wrong with asking for help. Many people have used crowdfunding to survive hard times. But when you are Khalif Kairo, the man who spent years flexing luxury cars, designer clothes, and lifestyle that screamed, "I made it," asking the public for money hits different. Media personalities jumped on it immediately. Ken Mijungu on Tuko publicly questioned Kairo's transparency. The question was simple but devastating. Where did all the money go? You were living large, you were showing us the Porsche, you were tweeting about success. Now suddenly, you need us to pay your legal fees? The public reaction was split right down the middle. Some people genuinely wanted to help, others felt like they were being asked to fund the consequences of someone else's poor decision. But hold on, because everything I have told you so far is the business side, the financial side, the legal side, but I have not told you yet is the personal side. And trust me when I say this, the personal side is where this story goes from bad to absolutely heartbreaking. On February 2026, while Kairo was fighting court cases, dealing with angry clients, watching his money disappear, and trying to keep his head above water, life delivered the cruelest blow of all. His mother passed away. After a long illness, the woman who raised him, the woman who had been there for him before the Porsche, before the followers, and before the fame, she was gone. And if you have ever lost a parent, you know that no amount of money, no business success, no number of Twitter followers can prepare you for that kind of pain. But death was not the only personal blow. His high-profile relationship with socialite Wavinya Maria had come to an end. Reports confirmed that the relationship crumbled under the pressure of his legal troubles, and the detail that stung the most, she deleted all their photos together after the arrest. Every picture, every memory, gone. Your money is gone. Your mother just died. And the person you thought was your partner erases you from their social media. And that is not just a breakup, that is emotional demolition. And then came the loneliness. Khalif Kairo publicly admitted something that very few people in his position would ever say out loud. He said he had only one true friend left. One, after everything, after the parties, after the business deals, after the networking events, after the tweets and the followers. Now, we arrive at March 11th of 2026, the day that turned Khalif Kairo's downfall from a slow decline into a public spectacle. An auction notice had been circling the internet. Diamond Plaza, Khalif Kairo's office, everything must go. And when I say everything, I mean everything. The office chairs auctioned, the water dispenser auctioned, the television auctioned, the furniture, even the dustbin. Nothing survived, and this is where the story takes a turn that you genuinely could not script if you tried. Because the person who bought that dustbin was Asamo. For those unfamiliar, Asamo is widely known as Khalif Kairo's #1 online adversary. This is a person who has made it a personal mission to document, critique, and celebrate every stumble in Kairo's journey. And on March 11th, Asamo did not just watch from behind a screen. No, he showed up in person at the auction and bought the man's dustbin. Now, let me ask you a question. How dedicated do you have to be someone's downfall to physically attend their auction and purchase their garbage bin? That is not casual dislike. That is not even rivalry. That is commitment. But the auction did not end with office furniture. Next on the list, Porsche Cayenne. And this is where the internet collectively gasped, because the Porsche Cayenne was not just transportation for Khalif Kairo. It was his identity. It was the car in every video, the car in every tweet, the car that sat behind him in photos like a trophy. He once responded to an online critique with the words, "You are asking about my God, and I am tweeting from a 10 million Porsche that he gave me. What are you driving to work?" That tweet edged like milk left in the Nairobi sun, because on March 11th, 2026, the same Porsche was driven away by auctioneers, gone just like that, and the footage spreading across every platform within minutes. Twitter, TikTok, Instagram, everyone saw it, everyone shared it, and everyone had an opinion. Francis Gu, another public figure who had previously clashed with Kairo online, seized the moment. He resurfaced old posts where Kairo had organized contests, mocking others, and flipped the energy completely. It was a full circle moment that the internet absolutely devoured. Meanwhile, Asano turned the entire 48 hours into what can only be described as a live commentary event, tweeting, reposting, reacting, almost every hour, a real-time broadcast for another man collapse. And this is where the story becomes bigger than Khalif Kairo, because the internet split into two camps, and the debate raged harder than any political argument this country has ever seen in months. Camp 1 said, "This is too much. Fraud accusations, tens of millions in debt, court battles that never end, a mother's death, a relationship destroyed, friends who abandoned him, and now his property being stripped away in front of the whole world, even iron bends under that kind of heat. These people argued that regardless of what Kairo did or did not do, no human being deserves this level of compound suffering all at once. They pointed out that the mental health implications, the loneliness, the grief, the public humiliation, and they said, at what point do we stop piling on this and start recognizing that this is a person, not a character in a drama series? But Kam2 hit back with equal force. They said, hold on, this is not random misfortune. This is a man who allegedly took people's money and did not deliver what he promised. This is a man who had a public fallout with his own business partner, Clement, and this is a man who spent years on the internet mocking people he considered beneath him. And now that same energy has boomeranged back with compound interest. Kam2 argued that this is simply the universe doing its accounting, that every action has a reaction, and that the same platforms Kairo used to flex, mock and build his image are the same platforms now broadcasting his lowest moments. Poetic justice they call it, and honestly, both sides made valid points, which is exactly what made the debate so intense, because the truth is rarely black and white. It is messy, complicated, and deeply human. But here is what surprised everyone. Khalif Kairo did not disappear. He did not deactivate his accounts. He did not go silent. In the middle of everything, the auction, the ridicule, the memes, the enemies celebrating, the debates raging, Khalif Kairo posted a Bible verse, Romans chapter 8 verse 18. Current sufferings are not worth comparing to the future glory that will be revealed. And then, as if the last 48 hours had not happened, he went right back to posting about his business. He tweeted about Kamakawa, he promoted his ventures and thanked his followers saying, Asante for 339,000 followers. He even announced his focus on a new aviation venture called Jetman Global, alongside continuing with his car dealership operation. Now, you can interpret that response in two ways. Either it is the resilience of a man who refuses to let circumstances define his ending, or this is denial of a man who has not yet fully grasped the depth of his situation. But either way, you have to acknowledge this much. Posting a Bible verse and a business update while auctioneers are driving away your Porsche Cayenne and your enemy is holding your dustbin like a trophy, that takes a certain kind of something. And whether you call it courage, delusion, or survival instinct, it takes something that most people simply do not have. So now the question lands on you. What will you tell Khalif Kairo right now if you could? Would you tell him to go quiet, rebuild in silence and come back when the dust settles? Or would you tell him to keep posting, keep pushing and let the results do the talking? Or would you tell him something else entirely? Drop your answer in the comments below. I genuinely want to hear what you think. And if this video gave you something to think about, hit that subscribe button and turn on notifications, because stories like these do not stop unfolding, and we'll be right here when the next chapter drops. Stay tuned and let's catch up in the next Celebrity Drama Files.